Hey guys, before we get started today, this is the absolute last chance that we're gonna get to tell you that we have new merch for sale, and it's because it is not gonna be on sale anymore after Monday. So it's your last chance to get it. I'm wearing the short sleeve metal shirt. Also, I just wanna show this off one more time because this is probably my favorite, the anime one. It's got all the anime logos on it.
We see you, weebs.
We got pins, socks, everything. It ends Monday. itmerchstore.com, links in the description. Now let's move on because this episode is sponsored by Quip, a very special toothbrush. And you'll hear more about Quip and why we like it later. But first, let's get that mouth dirty with some weird news.
Yeah, so we might as well start with a quick update on what might be our longest running saga. Martin Shkreli, millionaire millennial, price gouging pharma boy, the Wu-Tang Clan's least favorite fan, securities fraudster, and nowadays federal prison inmate. Last time we heard from Martin, sounded like he wasn't letting the fact that he was serving a 7-year prison sentence get in the way of his natural business talents.
This was all according to an article last month in the Wall Street Journal, which said that Shkreli was continuing to run his old pharma company, the one that got him famous or infamous in the first place, entirely from prison, which is not only a violation of the terms of his sentence, but also a violation of prison rules, because he was using a smuggled cell phone that was probably inside someone's rectum at some point to do this. It's called a prison pocket.
Yeah.
And it's, it's a thing.
It can be as big as you want it. It's got a gauge.
Yeah.
Anyway, to be clear, that Wall Street Journal article wasn't based on anything that Shkreli himself said, but rather sources in the know. Though we do like the theory that Shkreli himself was actually the source, talking about himself in the third person to the media because he desperately missed being the center of attention.
If he did have the cell phone, he could have communicated with them.
Right.
And given them all the, identifying things that they needed to confirm the story.
In any case, when one of the oldest and most prominent newspapers in America reports on you using an illegal cell phone in prison to illegally run a company that you're not allowed to run, people are gonna look into it and they're gonna deal out punishment accordingly, and that seems to be what has happened.
Now, it would appear that thanks to the Wall Street Journal article, Martin Shkreli's been in solitary confinement for the last 3 weeks, which sucks for anyone.
Not a fun time.
Not a good thing. Just another mark in the road for Shkreli. And I listen, I feel bad for him. I gotta say.
I kind of do, and I hate it.
Solitary confinement is bad.
Yeah.
Now, who's to say that he wasn't living in solitary confinement on his own, of his own free will, when he was living in that apartment?
I saw that apartment, yeah.
Strumming the guitar all by himself. Anyways, the Bureau of Prisons, they won't confirm or deny this. They're saying that they don't release this kind of information, which seems a bit unethical. There's supposed to be checks and balances in all this.
Yeah.
Because then it would be cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah!
Anyway, sources close to Shkreli's legal team have told various news outlets that Shkreli was placed in solitary a week and a half after the article was published. Oh, and they don't call it solitary anymore. That has a negative connotation.
Yeah.
You got to revamp it every once in a while. It's solitary confinement plus. No, it's the special housing unit.
Which Law and Order, SHU.
He was probably very excited when he heard that. He's like,
ooh!
Yeah, absolutely, sign me up.
Special housing?
I am special, and I'm going to a house?
Yeah.
It does sound much nicer, in spite of the fact that it's just a dark room where you sit alone all day, and you lose your damn mind. And I know a lot of you out there are like, well, I do this all the time. No, it's not the same.
Yeah, no, it's, there's a lot of academic research into this, and yeah, solitary, arguably torture, arguably cruel and unusual punishment.
Shkreli, are you ready to start acting right? No, I'm not ready. All right, well, we're gonna put the entire Marvel movie catalog on right now. We're gonna play it front to back.
Oh my God.
No! Don't do it!
That's a much worse fate. Now, Forbes got double confirmation on Shkreli's special housing status from a fellow inmate of his, a former member of a hacking crew called Crackers with Attitude.
Wow, that must go over really well in prison.
Yeah, that guy told them that as of this past Sunday, Shkreli was still in the hole. And it sounds like he may have a lot more trouble ahead of him if and when his violations are brought to court. It could add up to an additional year onto Shkreli's prison sentence and up to an entire year in solitary confinement. Sorry, special housing.
That's
and again,
fucked.
At this point, this whole thing's got us feeling a bit conflicted.
Yeah.
Obviously, Martin Shkreli fucking sucks, and breaking laws has consequences, but the idea of an entire year in solitary confinement for anyone, even Martin Shkreli, as punishment for anything, it sounds pretty fucking cruel and unusual.
Yeah.
But it happens a lot, and I don't really feel like making Martin Shkreli the face of prison reform. So in this case, screw him. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
I feel kind of bad now. I feel kind of fucking bad now.
Fuck
I mean,
you.
no, first of all, none of this is our fault.
No, yeah.
Second of all,
I just fuck you, Prison Bureau, for making me feel sorry for Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
God damn it.
this is a bit above and beyond what would be the norm for what you would assume a non-violent.
Yeah. He's not hurting anyone. He's not a danger to the general population.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to some new news. Mosquitos. They're the worst. I grew up in Florida. It was terrible. Terrible. Clean up all those old tires filled with water you have sitting in your yard. You're gross, and they breed mosquitoes. You should put mosquitoes in solitary confinement. Just one.
I think that's something we can all agree on.
Yeah, we need a lot of solitary confinement.
Yeah, ooh.
So mosquitoes, they seem to have only two purposes on this planet: annoying the shit out of everyone and spreading deadly diseases. And thanks to climate change, it's getting easier and easier for these tiny little jerks to spread yellow fever, dengue fever, malaria, Zika, West Nile virus, and more. Warmer temperatures and increased flooding mean more mosquitoes more often. And while scientists have been working on solutions to this for years now, up to and including genetically modifying sterile mosquitoes in a lab and then releasing them into the wild to mess up all their breeding cycles, the real solution here might be a lot more simple than that.
Yeah. Turns out the hero we may need in our war against the bugs is none other than Sonny Moore, aka Skrillex, aka Ricky's former boss.
The only reason I'm in Los Angeles.
It's been about a decade now since Skrillex wubbed onto the electronic music scene and popularized his particularly aggressive take on the dubstep subgenre. And Skrillex's prominence and popularity have faded a bit as he's focused more on producing other people's music. But it turns out his musical legacy might be much bigger and more important than anyone could have guessed, even back in 2011.
This is on the level of video games changing international law.
Yeah, this is according to a new scientific study published in the infectious disease journal Acta Tropica. Mosquitoes, much like baby boomers, cannot stand Skrillex's music.
The key was right there all along. Mosquitoes are old people.
Yeah. Shut up!
Yeah. Now, hey, maybe you, a non-baby boomer, you also find Skrillex's music to be unenjoyable and similar to how you imagine getting an MRI in an active war zone would feel. That's up to you. Me, I love the EDM. Can't go to the raves anymore. But
Too loud, you'll go
too
deaf.
loud. Anyways, it's all fine. We all have different tastes. It's fine. Hey, Karen O just did a great new album with Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very good stuff, yeah.
Check that out. Anyways, the good news is that Mosquitoes, they seem to share your opinion about dubstep music in general. In fact, they've got an even more serious beef with Skrillex than you do, because this study found that his 2010 track, Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, basically turns male mosquitoes into incels. Skrillex is, as it turns out, considered a huge cock block in the mosquito community. Mosquitoes, like many living creatures, they rely on sound to get things done. When mosquitoes want to mate, the male and females, they have to adjust the sound of their flight to sync up with each other. And this is very difficult to do when Skrillex is in the room, thanks to Skrillex's unique combination of low bass frequencies and noise.
I consent. Aren't you forgetting someone? Skrillex.
Fuck! Oh, it feels so good, but now I don't want to mate anymore.
I put on this song. I hadn't heard it in years. I put it on when I was looking into this. I was like, yeah, no, this totally makes sense. Like, it's unpredictable. Like,
you can't concentrate.
Yeah, like a human or bug, you can't like work around it. It's just like all over the fucking place.
Ironically, though, I'm sure that thousands, if not tens of thousands of humans have mated to this song. Very aggressively, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the drop. Boom!
What?
Yeah. Well, if you come at the drop, it's like you should consult a doctor. It's kind of a premature ejaculation problem. The drops are usually like 45 seconds in.
Yeah.
But
well, maybe you're listening to the whole album.
Yeah, the second drop probably a little bit more acceptable.
Anyway, the way that this study worked was researchers would put a bunch of hot and ready female mosquitoes in your area into a cage with one horned up male mosquito and one very unlucky hamster. The ideal mosquito gangbang setup. It's all there.
They need a witness.
With no Skrillex playing, the mating and the blood-sucking happened normally. When Skrillex was turned on, though, the mosquito sex party and hamster blood buffet turned into a real bust. Way less fucking, way less eating. Just a bunch of mosquitoes in the club, struggling to shout conversations to each other over the music. Hey, what's your name? What? Never mind, you know where the food is? What? Just that over and over again.
What happened to the hamster? What did the hamster do?
Oh, he's just chilling.
Just raving? Doing a light show?
He loves Skrillex.
Yeah, he was like, keep it up. Well, also because he's not getting bit by the mosquito.
Yeah.
Fucking let's do this shit. The hamster was on Molly.
Yeah, we decided to give the hamster Molly.
For no reason.
Not for any reason, it's just like, you know.
I thought it'd be cool.
We felt bad for him.
Yeah. These mosquitoes, who showed up horny and hungry, they took 4 to 5 times longer to even start looking for food. And when they did, they made fewer attempts to bite the hamster. This is just like EDC, but mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Like, I am hungry, I am horny,
Oh,
and
the
I am
line.
ready to party.
The line is too long.
Line's too long. Don't want to leave the stage.
Too sweaty. Every time I go whisper in a girl I don't know's ear, she pushes me away with disgust.
What? Meanwhile, Skrillex made it impossible for all but the sluttiest mosquitoes to catch a dick. And these specific mosquitoes were the Aegis aegypti, I guess, species, the ones most notorious for spreading various diseases and having populations that are difficult to control. It's unclear if the Skrillex method works with all Skrillex songs, or just this one, or all dubstep songs, or just all loud music in general. But summer's fast approaching, and this is definitely worth a shot for those hot, long, steamy summer nights. You know what? That's why you never get bit when you're at a music festival.
Yeah.
Electronic one.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Get a little Bluetooth speaker, put it on your deck.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, instead of the little coil, just put
Dad, the mosquitoes are back. 1 second, son.
Yeah.
Learned a little trick from my buddies on Internet Today. A YouTube TV series.
See, when I was a kid, me and all the other Florida boys and girls, you'd hear that mosquito truck coming, just blasting mosquito spray out the sides, very loud. We'd be chasing after it like an
Just
ice
breathing in poison.
Give it to us. And now, there's just a dubstep truck that comes along.
Yeah.
You know what? Put the dubstep in the ice cream trucks. Problem solved.
Play dubstep out of ice cream trucks, kill 2 mosquitoes with 1 truck.
And all the baby boomers down there in Florida.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Jesus, I came here to relax.
I moved here to Boca del Vista to avoid
when I
all this
moved
young
here
people music.
40 years ago, I never thought this would be a meth-riddled joke of a land.
I was told Florida was a paradise.
What was I supposed to think? When I moved here in the 70s and started breeding and had kids here, that they would all hate this place and turn to drugs to escape it.
Yeah, well. Anyways, speaking of breeding, here's some news about human breeding that's sure to make the 7% of our audience who are human women tense up just a little bit.
Women for Internet Today. We see all 7% of you. Thank you.
And all 40 of your Twitter accounts. Over in Bangladesh, a 20-year-old woman gave birth to a healthy baby boy back in late February of this year, and everything seemed to be going just fine at first. That is until a few weeks later when she reported back to the hospital with some real bad lower abdominal pain. The doctors, unable to figure out what might be going on here, they performed an ultrasound on the woman's belly and discovered that, uh-oh, you're pregnant again, this time with twins. And no, this is not a new pregnancy. These kids are ripe. They need to come out right now.
They just forgot them? It turns out this poor woman had a very rare condition, giving her not just 1 uterus, but 2 fully functional uteruses that both happen to have gotten pregnant around the same time. When the uterus is developing inside of a woman's body, it actually starts out as 2, but then it naturally fuses into 1. For this lady, that didn't happen. And what a way to find out.
Surprise!
Anyways, the emergency C-section performed on this woman who earlier that day didn't realize she was getting 3 babies for the price of 1. It went off without a hitch, and the mother and all 3 babies are apparently doing just fine, or at least as fine as having to take care of 3 newborns at once can be. Anyways, if you're worried about this kind of surprise happening to you, don't. The only reason this wasn't discovered earlier is that in Bangladesh, it's apparently normal to go through an entire pregnancy without once getting an ultrasound. And here in the lovely United States, as we've seen the video shared multiple times this week, even cats get ultrasounds.
Do they?
Have you seen the video going around?
I don't spend a lot of time on cat Twitter, so.
No. Comedy Central of all places, made the joke about fucking congratulations Shane Dawson, and it was the video of the cat getting an ultrasound.
He's never gonna live that down.
No, when Comedy Central's taking swipes, I mean, that's like a dad making jokes in front of you. Anyways, ultrasounds, one of the few times we can be thankful for America's healthcare.
Yeah, I mean the ultrasound will cost you $10,000, but At least then you'll know a little bit ahead of time whether you got 2 bonus babies growing up inside your womb in your extra uterus that you didn't know you had.
Well, if you don't get the ultrasound, you just save up as if you're always gonna have 3, and then it's a bonus.
Yeah.
It's a bonus.
The 200% contingency fund that you set aside in case you have triplets.
I wonder how Octomom's kids are doing.
Oh, probably not great.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Probably not so good.
That was a fun time to be alive. Speaking of foreign countries, over in China, one clothing company has found a very unexpected celebrity face for their line of men's boxer brief underwear. And his name is Gabe Newell. Lord Gaben of Valve seems to have gotten a bit worried about all that revenue he's going to be missing out on when Borderlands 3 launches as an Epic Store exclusive, and he's finding his income wherever he can. Except no, not really. This is just one of many cases of a Chinese company not giving a shit about copyright law, just pasting a person's face onto a product, though hilariously it wouldn't appear they actually know who Gabe Newell is. And for whatever reason, they just decided that this specific person's face would be the perfect one to sell their underwear with. I mean, it's kind of...
He looks comfy.
I think that they're probably just going through thousands upon thousands of memes every day and slapping them on and seeing what sells.
This face is so popular.
Yeah, it's like every time there's a Steam sale, they have like the memes of all the money flying around.
If we
They're
put
like,
this
I like
random
money.
man's face.
This has money on it, and it's this man's face.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get into the headlines part of this show, it is time to talk about this week's sponsor, Quip, which I conveniently brought mine here this week. Quip, brushing your teeth is one of those things you have to do it, but a lot of us haven't been doing it properly this whole time. Quip is a better electric toothbrush created by dentists and designers designed to make brushing your teeth more simple, affordable, and even enjoyable.
And you probably know that you're supposed to be brushing for 2 minutes straight, right? Oh. But Quip takes that guesswork out for you by giving you a vibrating pulse every 30 seconds that tells you to switch sides. You might also think that with electric toothbrushes, the more power the better, but actually you're wrong.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
Quip gives you a nice, gentle vibration because turns out a lot of people brush too hard and a lot of electric toothbrushes are too abrasive.
Yeah, you're not...
You're
not power washing your deck.
Yeah, you need a little bit of film on there.
Yeah. It's also got a very nice multi-use cover that mounts to your mirror when you're home or turns into a travel case when you're on the go.
My favorite part.
Yeah, and since the battery lasts 3 months on a single charge, you don't have to worry about charging, no cables, no outlets. Quip even sends you a new brush head automatically every 3 months for just $5 because it turns out 75% of people are brushing with old worn-out bristles that aren't very effective.
You add all those stats up and everyone's doing it wrong.
You're doing it all wrong!
Now, we both use Quip and love it.
Before
they even sponsored the show, I've been using Quip for months and months now. So I was very excited to see them pop up as a sponsor.
Yeah, I didn't, as much as it's possible to love a toothbrush, I kind of love this toothbrush. It's like, there's nothing not doing anything that crazy.
It's nice.
It's small, it's convenient, I like the timer. I feel like I'm actually brushing my teeth properly instead of just, guessing.
Yeah. Quip, the toothbrush, it's simple, it's effective, and it's not a big eyesore like some electric toothbrushes can be. And again, fucking those cables suck.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't take our word for it. They've also got the backing of 20,000 dental professionals and the American Dental Association. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/weeklyweird right now, you're gonna get your first refill pack for free. It's a good sound. It kind of sounds like a mosquito. Please stop.
Oh no.
Anyways, yeah, you get a free refill pack for free when you get the electric toothbrush. Get your free refill pack at getquip.com/weeklyweird. Again, we fucking use this product.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It's great.
Personal endorsement.
Yeah.
It's a good toothbrush.
Buy it so we can get sponsored by them again because this was easy.
Getquip.com/weeklyweird. Links down in the description. Here's some headlines. The world is definitely getting weirder every week. I find it harder and harder to whittle this down into something that's not going to add up to 2 hours, but here you go. Let's start with this one. For 30 years, Garfield phones kept washing up on a French beach. Now we know why.
I like that. Like they probably at some point were like, all right, we got to set aside some money in the budget. We got to figure out
why are all these Garfield phones washing up on our beach.
We got to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah.
Entire generation of people just like, oh yeah, that's the beach where the Garfield phones
Yeah,
came
it looks
watching
like the World War II footage of Normandy, except it's all Garfield
Yeah,
phones.
instead of being littered with American bodies,
Yeah.
it's littered with dinged up Garfield phones from the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all just like there was a storm in the 80s.
It was a shipping container.
A shipping container blew. It wasn't secured properly. It fell off a ship, and then it got lodged like in an underground cave where no one can get to it. And the surf has just been pulling phones out this whole time.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing. Back then in the 80s, you know, there was a very unhappy person waiting at the docks in America going, where the fuck are those Garfield phones?
Where's my goddamn Garfield phones? I'm gonna get rich off this whole shipping container full of Garfield phones.
Yeah. They called me an idiot.
Yeah. Garfield, you're in the wrong country. Italy's over there with all the lasagna.
That's true. Anyways, I bet they're worth money. Even the broken ones.
At this point, I mean, they're probably going in a museum somewhere.
All of them.
Yeah. Belongs in a museum.
Of course they do. Snail farmer struggling to keep up with demand as alternative meat popularity soars.
Yeah, this is a thing we're just gonna, probably.
Speaking of France, escargot.
Yeah, like, so looking at it, I'm like, snails, ooh. And then I'm like, wait, I've had escargot. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah, I've had escargot too, and it was
Like,
fine.
I feel like snails is like one of the rare, like, bugs that I'm like, yeah, no, I could totally see eating that, especially on, like, pizza or in a pasta or something. Like, it's just, like, chewy protein.
Yeah, it's just like mussels or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you're already eating fucking seafood. That shit's weird.
Yeah.
Lobsters and shrimp, they're fucking bugs. that
Crabs
live
are
in the
just
sea.
sea spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, snails, especially if they're clean, which sounds like they are. Ah,
Sure.
yeah, give me the snails.
Anyways, it sucks to be him because he's not doing so well.
Well, it's
Eat more snails.
It's that damn Australian summer. It's so hot, it's killing all the snails.
Damn.
Save our snails. Two cars spend over an hour fighting for parking spot in Los Angeles, viral video shows. This was the highlight of my goddamn week on Twitter.
I guess you can get this if you live in any big city. But like here, especially in fucking Hollywood, East Hollywood, Koreatown, that whole mess of an area.
The entire like north central part of Los Angeles has too many people, not enough parking spaces.
And all the buildings have been built for 70 years, so they can't just like tear shit down and build a new parking structure or dig underneath existing apartment buildings and just retroactively build parking structures.
It's a terrible situation. So what happened here is this woman in Koreatown, she was just like looking at her window, and it was one of those things where, one person pulls forward to do the old parallel park, but then the guy behind him like nudges in, and then it's a standoff. Standoff went on for like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
With both guys just sitting there with their emergency lights on, just being like, oh, you don't think I can wait?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can fucking wait. I don't have anywhere to be.
And like the perfect cherry on top here was like, not only did it eventually end, because of course it did, it ended by the car that was next to the one trying to back in just leaving, so there was two spots.
Yeah.
So they parked right in front of each other.
Yeah, they both got what they were waiting for.
Yeah.
And then they both sat in their car for another like half an hour because neither of them wanted to be the one to get out first. Like, he's gonna definitely key my car if I leave.
People are like, I saw people responding to this tweet like, don't people have anything better to do? And I was like, pettiness is a real drug.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Especially like, I've spent probably 30 or 45 minutes before looking for a parking space back when my fiance lived in Hollywood.
Oh my God.
And ended up, I would have to park like a mile away and walk.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And then you gotta wake up at fucking 7 in the morning to go move it or you're gonna get a ticket.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Yeah. But it was a hell of a saga. A lot of people were picking sides, silver car or black car.
I think the black car's in the right, unless it was more than 25 feet away and realized that it had passed something.
Yeah.
In which case, it's harder for the silver car to be in the right. Because
you need to parallel park.
You need to get into that spot. You can't just pull in like that.
Yeah.
Moving on, Arkansas men arrested for taking turns shooting each other while wearing bulletproof vests after drinking. Was there a crime?
Well, the actual story behind this is hilarious. So this guy, he goes to the hospital with like a huge welt in his chest. The explanation he gives for it is like, I don't know, the hospital, they called the cops. They're like, we think this guy got like beat up or shot. The cops show up and the guy's like, okay, fine, I'll tell you the truth. So I got hired to be like muscle security for this really rich dude. He paid me. So I was his security. And then we got into a gunfight and I got shot. But good thing I was wearing my flak jacket. And they're like, sir, that absolutely did not happen. And he's like, all right, fine. So me and my buddy, we were drinking in our backyard and I had my tactical vest, And I was like, hey, shoot me. And so his neighbor shot him, and he's like, fuck, that hurt. Here, put this on so I can shoot you. And then he just like emptied his fucking clip into that guy.
Well, did they either of them press charges?
No.
I don't understand where the crime is.
I don't know. I think the crime might be lying.
Public nuisance? Because the sounds?
I mean, I think you're not like allowed to shoot people, even if they're wearing protection. There's probably a law against that.
I don't know. I don't know the laws in Arkansas, but specifically in Arkansas, I feel like this would be perfectly legal.
Yeah.
Anyways, maybe don't do this, because you could miss. Even like hit your arm or something. Jim Carrey cartoon angers Benito Mussolini's granddaughter.
Another highlight of my week on Twitter.
Yeah, what a great exchange this was.
Jim Carrey, he's a bit of an artist these days. He likes to put his pictures.
Very controversial social satire art.
So it's like over the weekend he draws like Mussolini and his wife. If you're not familiar with history, they ran Italy during the fascist era, and they were aligned with Nazi Germany for most of the war. And Italy finally got sick of their shit and killed them and hung their bodies up in the town square so that everyone could come over get a whack at them. So Jim Carrey posted that, and he's like, this is the only like logical end to fascism or whatever. Pretty uncontroversial.
And very on the nose.
Yeah.
Because it's literally what happened.
Also, it's like, who's gonna feel sympathy for Benito fucking Mussolini? Well,
his granddaughter.
His granddaughter, who, by the way, has never met him. The guy died in like 45, I think, and she was born much later. And she's like, Jim Carrey, you bastard! How can you disrespect my grandfather like that?
Well, it's easy, you see.
You see. Yeah, it was super weird. And then she was like, well, why don't you draw the bomb that we dropped on Nagasaki? Why don't you draw that? You think America's so good?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Just.
We get it.
We get it. Yeah. It's real weird. This lady, she's a Mussolini, and she's goddamn proud of it, whether you like it or not.
She was in government for a little bit too, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Let her back in!
And shares a lot of her late grandfather's ideas.
That would be easy to assume, considering the defense that she's laid out for a man she's never met.
Yeah. No. I mean, me personally, if I had a grandfather who died long before I was born, who was synonymous with fascism, I'd probably
try distance.
At worst, I'd distance myself. At best, I'd probably change my fucking name.
Yeah.
Just to not be
Didn't Krispy Kreme just go through this?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Krispy Kreme, smarter than Mussolini's.
The people who own Krispy Kreme and bunch of
they discovered that they had Nazi heritage.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, the
damn
foundations for all of our businesses were built by
and they were like
Nazis.
They were like, hey, sorry.
Yeah, and then they gave a fuck ton of money to the ADL.
Mussolini's granddaughter's like, no, fuck you, doubling down.
No, everyone says Mussolini's bad. How was he bad?
If she was running Krispy Kreme, they're like, no, Krispy Kreme's fascist now. Fuck you, white people only. The sign goes on. Nope, not you. Get out.
No donuts for you.
No. Krispy Kreme took it a little bit better.
Australian Prime Minister does Borat impression in Parliament during Kazakhstan discussion.
Did you just say my wife?
No. I can't even remember this guy's name. Australia's had 6 PMs in the last 4 years. Real mess of a country.
Yeah.
But we love you, Australia.
We do love you, but your government's fucking wild.
Yeah, anyway, their prime minister, they were talking about carbon credits,
Yeah.
And so,
you don't pollute and
if you pollute, you have to buy carbon credits from
to offset it.
Yeah. So but the Australian law, it's it allowed for buying carbon credits internationally. So somehow he was like, oh, this means you can be buying carbon credits from Kazakhstan, where Borat lives. You know what Kazakhstan probably thinks of this new law? They're probably saying, very nice. It's fucking weird.
Got funny though.
It was ridiculous. And I watched the clip, and it's he clearly, he came into work that day. He, was brainstorming this shit last night. He's like, you know what's gonna fucking kill in Parliament? Borat.
Yeah. Probably practiced it in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
Asked his wife, as all politicians do, hey, should I do this? No. Fuck you. Just like the guy from Virginia. Want to see me moonwalk?
Yeah. Oh, also, over in New Zealand, they passed that, assault weapons ban or whatever?
Yeah.
The main guy in New Zealand's parliament who opposed it, he missed the vote. because he was too busy outside talking to reporters about how he was going to vote no.
Yeah.
Just
So it passed like...
yeah. And he's just out there. He's like, yeah, this law shouldn't pass. I'm voting no. And then he missed the actual vote.
No more assault rifle 15s and assault rifle 47s.
The sarcasm, we know it doesn't stand for assault rifle. You fucking lunatics. God damn it. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, the rage. The veins in the foreheads I could see through Twitter.
It doesn't stand for assault rifle, it stands for Armalite. Armalite, the company that originally had the patent, they sold it to Colt. Now it's an open patent. Anyone can make an Armalite 15.
No, it's the assault rifle 47. They spelled it wrong because it's Russian. They put that R backwards, sounds like a K.
All the letters are backwards, so you know. Here's identical twins both ordered to pay child support after DNA tests fail to determine who baby's father is.
So that's a lot to unpack. Hold on.
So this is two dudes.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Down in Brazil.
I thought the kids had to pay their own child support. Get to work, kid.
Thank God, no.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they should. Pull yourself up by your booty straps.
Yeah, by your Velcro straps.
Now, these two dudes out in Brazil, apparently for years, they had this grift going where they're like, hey, if we both go and just like meet a bunch of women, then we can share the women, so each of us has double the women. Which, you know, you could say is rape by deception. And that's what they were doing, and
a little bit of incest too, if they're.
Well, it's more like Eskimo bros.
Yeah.
But so they did this, and one of them got this one woman pregnant. Both of them denied that it was them, even though like both of them had been, you know, getting with her. The judge was finally like, apparently twins, the DNA is so similar that you need to pay extra for a extra special test. And the Brazilian court, they're like, we don't have the money for this. You're both paying child support. Which I think is fair.
Or they get to half it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine.
It's the old King Midas solution.
Sure.
You'll both pay the child support.
Well, I hope those kids turn out okay.
Nah, they probably won't.
Popular Russian candy bars made with secret ingredient, blood. What kind of blood?
Cow's blood.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, they, in the 80s, 70s, Russia was having a bit of an iron problem. Not a lot of people getting the proper amount of iron.
A bunch of anemics?
Yeah, so they're like, how do we stop this? We make a kid's candy bar with just a bunch of fucking cow's blood in it. It's full
like
of iron.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, kind of. Well, the USSR was like Snowpiercer in many ways.
Sure. They had those big, evil-looking trains too.
Yeah, this candy bar, it's wildly popular. You can still get it. They say you can buy it in like Russian neighborhoods in New York and LA.
It's probably because people made a taste for it and they're like, I love that candy bar.
Yeah, but that scares me because that means like you've got the entire nation of Russia who's like that much more primed and ready for turning into vampires.
Yeah.
That scares me.
Yeah, this happened, please check my facts, but this happened with Hershey's, where they were sending Hershey's chocolate over for the war effort, and it was melting. So they had to change it so that it wouldn't melt.
Yeah, they added like
conditions.
wax and shit.
Yeah.
And now that's what our Hershey's is.
And that's why it tastes like it is, because everyone came back and they're like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, oh God, it's all over my fingers. That's weird and unnatural, not something that chocolate does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Hershey's sucks, because they made it like preserved for the war. That's also how we got Spam, which I kind of like.
Well, in Hawaii, sure. When in Hawaii, do as the Hawaiians
in
do.
the right dish, Spam can be quite good.
Yeah.
You don't want to eat a lot of it though. Very, very high sodium in Spam.
Yeah, and I'm sure blood is as well.
Well, yeah, technically we're all eating blood. Argentina soccer fan digs up grandfather's skull to celebrate championship in Buenos Aires streets.
He would have loved to have seen this, and by God, I'm gonna let him do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He dug up old granddad's skull. He's walking around with it. Oh man, he's so happy right now. Look at him. Look at him. He's smiling. You can see all of his teeth. I mean, I've heard people bringing like urns out for shit, but like going and digging up a body, grab a skull. I don't know. I think Grandpa might not have wanted this.
Grandpa doesn't give a shit now. He's dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird for the soccer fan.
Yeah, you know, it's a day of celebration. Your team won.
Don't bring the mood down.
And then there's a guy over there with a fucking human skull.
Oh, cool. We get it. I'm a big fan.
All right. All right.
These stands are the worst. Swedish police officer arrests fugitive in sauna while both naked. Wait, the police officer and the fugitive?
Yeah, the cop went into the sauna. The Swedes, they go to the sauna every day. He went in the sauna while he's sitting there in the nude. He notices the man next to him matches the description of a
What's he doing looking at other people in there? You're not supposed to.
He's a cop.
Eyes down.
It's not gay, I'm a cop.
All right, it's good defense.
And your penis matches the description as well. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pull my gun out of my
asshole.
Freeze, buddy. No, I don't think they carry guns, but he got him.
Yeah. It was a baton.
I knew sticking this thing up my ass every day of my life would pay off eventually.
Finally came in handy. He goes to swing it and it slips right out.
Oh no. Yeah, they don't say how he took him down. I like to picture the movie. Did you see History of Violence?
Yeah.
Viggo Mortensen. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, Viggo, here's time for the sauna fight. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna just have my dick out. Is that cool? I was like, I memean, you don't have to. I'm gonna keep my dick out. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want, Viggo, I'm gonna do it with my dick out. So he did. Mm-hmm. And it was definitely like one of those moves, like the Michael Fassbender move, where it's like, I have a huge dick and I want the world to know it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna unnecessarily show my dick off in a movie. And he did.
Well, this guy's under arrest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ipso facto under arrest.
Yeah. Kentucky man claims employer punished him for refusing to undergo exorcism. Yeah. He worked at a fucking Hampton Inn hotel, and when he got the job, his boss, a real church lady, was like, all right, you have to fill out this form. It's gonna ask you some questions about your sexual orientation, your religion, whether you've ever been sexually abused, a bunch of other, totally.
So work at a Hampton Inn?
Yeah, well, it's all of that is just on its face illegal. But then, yeah, one of the questions was that he's like, I'm not gonna answer any of this shit.
Here's my morals questionnaire.
Yeah. And then she found out this guy had recently gotten a divorce, and she's like, oh, well, he's got the devil in him. And she kept bringing her church group to sit in the lobby of this Hampton Inn and loudly pray for him.
What are you doing, Kentucky?
Yeah, it was.
You make booze. You should be cool.
Yeah, well.
Kentucky news. Kentucky finally outlaws bestiality.
We did it.
Yeah.
Finally.
So,
it's still legal.
Did they pray it away?
I think they did an exorcism on the law books.
Yeah.
Got the bestiality out of there.
Yeah.
It's still legal in Hawaii and 3 other states. In Hawaii, you got to fight for it though. It's all wild boars, sharks, whales. Mm-hmm. If you manage to fuck any of those animals, the cops will look the other way.
That thing's gonna kill him anyway.
Yeah.
Fife flasher told police, if you saw the size of my knob, you would wave it about too.
Fife is in Scotland.
It's a dick, right?
Well, his knob is a dick.
Yeah, and then Fife is a location?
Yeah, in Scotland. Yeah, there's another one where it's
gotta have everyone see it.
Yeah.
Everyone has to see it to believe it.
The guy
to make up for your other numerous shortcomings.
Mm-hmm. Guy was drunk. He got in a fight with his neighbor or something.
Yeah, by that.
And then he pulled it out. He's like, hello.
Yeah.
And then the cops showed up and what's the doing?
Put it away.
Put it away. Yeah. And he actually didn't remember taking his dick out, but he's like, sounds like something I would do because my dick's really big.
Yeah.
If you had a dick this big,
I play my dick and balls like a. What is it fucking the
vuvuzela or bagpipe?
Bagpipes. There you go. Is that Scotland or Ireland? That's Scotland.
I think they both use it.
We'll have to go sometime.
False alarm. Knife-wielding man on metro revealed to be expert ham cutter.
Was that his defense?
Yeah, he's like, I cut hams for a living.
This is why I have the knife.
Yeah, he was sharpening this huge knife on the Madrid metro. And
yeah,
people were like, what the fuck are you doing?
You're freaking everyone out, dude.
I'm just going to work. I'm gonna go chop up some hams.
Yeah.
Some long hams. That's what I call man meat.
Yeah, no, that would be upsetting to see on a subway.
Yeah, it's if I'm a fucking cop or a hunter, I'm not gonna clean my gun while riding the metro.
Yeah.
You do that at home.
It'd be like here in LA when I take the subway and it's something doesn't seem right. And I just get up and I go to the next car. Mm-hmm. Same thing I do on this. Be like, hey, you know what? Go to the next car.
Yeah. When you ride public transit, you have to have that sixth sense where you're like, nothing bad is happening yet, but I'm going to be proactive about not being around it when it does.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You have to put headphones on so that everyone leaves you alone, but don't listen to anything so that you're aware of everything. Mm-hmm. Brendan and Ravi were on the same, inside. Brendan and Ravi were on the same subway car, and they both got to the stadium at the LAFC game, and they were separately were like, man, a guy got stabbed on my train car.
What?
And they were both in the same train car. They're like, you were there? He's like, yeah, I was on the other end. Fun way
Jesus.
to come together, watching a person get stabbed. But
Did they take his skull to the soccer game?
And here he is, his last wish.
He really wanted us to take his skull.
Be safe out there.
And final headline, father admits to staging home invasion to cover up his theft of daughter's Girl Scouts cookie sales.
At least it was just the sales and not just him stealing all the cookies.
I mean, that'd be harder to do.
Yeah.
But I think someone could do it. Yeah, his daughter had made like $700 selling Girl Scout cookies. The dad was getting jealous, stole the girl's money.
Jealous.
And he's like, shit, how am I gonna explain this to the Girl Scouts? So he beat the shit out of himself and then like laid down on the ground and called 911. He's like, oh, someone broke into my house and they beat me up and I think they might have stolen my daughter's Girl Scout cookie money. And the cops showed up and they said they're like, he was unresponsive. And to be clear, unresponsive does not mean unconscious. He was just on the ground, seemingly unable to move or hear. Oh yeah, oh God, officers, you finally made it. Did he take the Girl Scout cookie money? Oh, really? Oh, my daughter's gonna be so sad.
Out of her cute little unicorn tray, little tray that she had.
Yeah.
Right back there in her room. It's gone?
What?
Hey,
How did he know it was there?
they didn't take my TV, did they? No, it's still there. Oh, thank God.
Oh, jeez.
And now that man has
Small blessings.
He has a walk-on role on Empire next season, so that's good. It's good.
He's the new star.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Fuck Jesse Smollett still. He didn't pay his fine, and now they're gonna sue him.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, I was pleased. I don't generally watch SNL anymore, but they devoted a whole segment to
Chris Rock made fun of him at the NAACP Awards, and he said that they were like backstage, were like, don't mention anything about justice.
Chris Rock, God bless him, does not give a fuck what anyone says.
I'm
The
gonna say
man is
what
a
the fuck I want.
millionaire, it's nice to see that.
Yeah, for the Smollett update, he was supposed to pay a fine for the investigation, and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to sue him for that. And yeah, and then if they do end up suing him for that, they get to bring all the evidence they brought from the first non-trial.
Jesse, just pay the fine so I can stop thinking about that.
Imagine being his lawyer and just be like, what the fuck are you doing? Everything's fine. All you have to do is pay the fine and everything's fine. You just go away.
He was given a blessing. The fact that he walked away unscathed is a fucking blessing. At that point,
to him.
yeah,
Just pay the fine.
yeah, just pay the fine.
Dumbass.
Anyways, again, merch, itmerchstore.com. Got shirts, some very cool pins,
Socks.
some sweatshirts, socks. It's all going.
A jacket, a very nice jacket.
A very nice jacket that I wore while skiing. Yeah, all of it's going back in the vault on Monday. So
It's your last chance to get it.
pinch those pennies.
Yeah, and also we're going to be appearing at RTX this summer in July. We're going to be performing, we're going to be doing a live version of this show on Sunday night. We'll have more details when it gets closer, but we're going to have merch there as well. We're going to be hanging out the whole weekend, and you can get a discount on passes if you want like a day pass or a weekend pass or whatever. We're saying that we're there Sunday in case you can only come one day. We'll be there performing Sunday. Use literally all one word, Internet Today.
Yeah, promo code at the RTX.
And you'll get a discount on your little passes there. So we would love to see all of you at RTX.
See you there.
Listen, there's a bunch of other YouTube people there. We want to have the biggest crowd because if we do, then we look awesome.
Yeah, and then we get to do other things.
Yeah, we get to do more stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's your bulletin board at the end of the episode. Check out our other episodes over here. We have a brand new episode of News Dump and a brand new episode of Tech News Day. Where have you ever stayed in an Airbnb because you're probably getting watched?
They saw your dick.
And it's small.
Very small penis.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.